Hi, everybody. It's myself and Dr. Melina from SHEVEGA.com. Today, we're going to give you a short introduction into the plant-based diet plan, which is available on our website. So if you go to SHEVEGA.com, and please try this recipe out for yourself. It tastes delicious. You can make it a separate portion and put some spices and things in it, but make sure you don't do that for your pet adult dog. So it's really easy to make. And of course, it'll really help the bonding with your dog. There's nothing more wonderful than having a dog watch you cook, something that Melina introduced me to with my Bono, which was really wonderful. He loved watching me cook, and then he loved me sharing the food with him. It really nurtures, it means a lot to them. So, just very quickly, probably many of you who are plant-based are a little unsure whether you can actually feed your dog a plant-based diet. So I found myself in that position, and only with expert veterinary nutritionist advice here with Dr. Melina, the co-founder of SHEVEGA, that we formulated supplements and created diets, which was our mission with SHEVEGA. And so we have a diet plan there. I'm going to quickly ask a question for Dr. Melina for the sake of the participants of this webinar, and as an expert veterinary nutritionist. Please explain why dogs, it's a question that's asked a lot, can thrive with a plant-based diet, like my Bono did for over 13 years.
Hi, thank you, Ruby, for a question. It's very important to say that dogs must be fed tasty and nutritious food. For the plant-based food for dogs, it is of extreme importance to be supplemented. Without supplements, feeding a 100% plant-based diet can be detrimental for their health. This was the reason why we created supplements, SHEVEGA supplements, that are compatible, and they are specifically created with the diet plans, SHEVEGA diet plans, which we will today go through the preparation and everything else. And these SHEVEGA supplements actually complete and balance the diet formula that we are going to go through.
Thanks, Melina. So we're sharing screen here. So if you go to free diet plans, you're going to have the option of 2 diet plans. We've given a presentation on the alternative general diet plan, which is this gorgeous husky here. And today we're going to do the plant-based diet plan. So you click on this one. So SHEVEGA's easy to create, tasty, healthy, plant-based adult dog meals. And the key thing, it's created by experts in veterinary nutrition, sustainability, and ethics. And the point about sustainability, it was our mission with SHEVEGA that we got to look at the carbon footprint. And there was no other company in the world thinking about this or doing this when we started. And we were looking at reducing the carbon footprint and also looking at addressing sort of health concerns and issues with using a plant-based diet for our pets. So here we go. So preparation of ingredients for this diet plan. On any ingredients, Melina makes it a point of saying that you've got to make sure that you prepare the ingredients like this. So if you're using, there's a preference for us that we use basmati rice because it doesn't absorb much water. Make sure you wash it, rinse it until the water runs clear. I know that many times in the past when I used to cook, I would just think, oh, I'm only cooking for Bono. It doesn't matter. I don't need to wash the rice. You must wash the rice. Clean them, soak them for a minimum of 15 minutes to get rid of the unwanted ingredients in the rice. And or you can leave them overnight in the fridge. but you must rinse before cooking. Lentils, make sure you wash them again, same as you would do for yourself. And again, the advice from Melina is that you leave them for a minimum of 15 minutes or leave it overnight in the fridge, and make sure you rinse it again before cooking, and make sure you boil until soft. So just like humans, if we don't cook our lentils, we can get ill. And firm tofu. Yeah, you can use plain firm tofu. Make sure you cut it into pieces and you get that ready to stir fry with rice and other ingredients. When you're using vegetables in any plant-based recipe, they can be fresh or frozen. And carrots can be cooked, steamed, and they can be cut in small pieces or mashed. And you can give carrots often. And Bono used to love carrots, and Melina's dogs absolutely love them as well. And Melina's always advised that it's a good source of beneficial form of vitamin A. And then potatoes, I tend to use sweet potatoes, but you can use normal potatoes, or you can use a mixture of both. You can cook them and steam them, and then you mash them. And then, of course, a mixture of different vegetables such as peas, white kidney beans, best to make sure that they're canned. The preference again, because they're going to be, easier to cook, and avoid any sort of dangers of undercooking. Broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, silver beet, beetroot, shiitake, and button mushrooms, pumpkin. You can use canned, fresh, or frozen. And oil. In our last formulation, Dr. Molina was adamant that about using essential omega-6 fatty acids. We will later introduce this, and also omega-3. And the choice of oils is omega-6 sources, such as olive oil or a mixture of grapeseed oil with coconut oil. And that's going to be for the plant-based cheese, which is made of coconut oil, or you can use hemp oil. And a recommendation, again, this was when we started, there wasn't any other company doing this. And it's good to see others are now advising and recommending, as Melina used to say, omega-3. And there's sources, marine algae, and you can give 100 milligrams a day for a 23-kilogram dog, and increase or decrease with your dog's body weight. You can look at the tables further, and you can sort of apportion accordingly. So for instance, if you can give 1,000 milligrams for your 30-kilogram dog, and 400 milligrams for your 12-kilogram dog, between sort of 10 to 15. Again, these are approximate. So you will just apportion appropriately the ratios. This looks absolutely delicious. This is a formulation that Melina's created and prepared in the kitchen. And mock meats, obviously, many plant-based individuals do use mock meats, cheeses, spices, sauces, and you can create gluten mock meat meals, or you can buy them ready-made, such as vegan duck. There's a plant-based version. But the advice, and this is really important from Melina, is don't use it for Irish setters, as they have a genetic intolerance to gluten, or dogs known to have adverse reactions to gluten. Although it's very rare that dogs develop adverse reactions to gluten. And protein powders, you can use pea or hemp protein powder, and you can use a double amount of hemp protein powder if that's your preference, or only use one type of protein powder. The key thing, and we put this in red, that SHEVEGA daily supplements, these diet plans can only be used with our SHEVEGA supplements, because they've been very, very specifically formulated, and by Dr. Molina. She's a specialist veterinary nutritionist, and that's really key. Please don't go off piste and try to create. It can actually be very, very harmful for your dog. So I think this is a good opportunity to pass over to Dr. Molina, just to go through SHEVEGA's table here.
Thanks, Ruby. So we'll go through this table with the ingredients, with dog body weights from 5 kilo, which is small dogs, then going to the medium dogs, about 15 kilo, and then large dogs, 23, and then 30 and over would be extra large dog. So as Ruby said before, so we have main ingredients would be a combination of grains. Most of the time we choose white rice because it's digested almost 100% in intestines, and it's really good for intestine because it doesn't have any residues and doesn't cause inflammation of intestine. So it's quite recommended. So we have the combination between from grains and the lentils because of the good combination of amino acids. Potatoes are also good source of amino acids, but not as good as grains and legumes. The choice of legumes, I would say, would be the best if we use lentils and tofu. Tofu is extremely important for intestinal health. We can use lentils or tofu or combination 50 and 50 of these legumes. Then we have the vegetables. We really recommend carrots, and that should be like a daily present in the diets. Pumpkin is great one, broccoli, and then combination of different vegetables. You can definitely have your other vegetables. Why do we add pea protein powder? Because the plant-based diet without animal protein would not give all amino acids, especially methionine, threonine, and some other amino acids. So we are supplementing with the isolate protein, so pure protein source from peas or even hemp protein powder. For the taste and also as a source of protein, we use mock meat or plant-based cheese, and that can improve the taste of the food. It can be some sort like smoked plant cheese that is done made on coconut oil, or some nuts like made out of cashew or almonds, or you can probably most of the vegans, they know how to make their own plant-based cheese and some other mock meat they can buy, or they can made out of gluten or some other like oats and some other ingredients. And then it's important to have oil. So we can have a different mixture of oils to give us omega-6 combination. Like olive oil is quite good, or you can put a mixture with grapeseed oil and coconut oil, and also you can give hemp oil. So you have in all these, and don't forget, which is extremely important, without SHEVEGA supplements that are specifically formulated to complete this diet plan and to give everything what's missing. So this diet would be equal in the nutritional values as any other food for dogs, meat-based, so any type of food that is complete and balanced. So you don't need to worry that something will be missing. So if we say we can make an example of for 23-kilo dog, which is like a sort of like large dog, and we can see that you have all different measurements for grains or white rice. It's 400 grams. Then you add potatoes, 200 grams, and then you can add lentils, which are lentils are mainly the best of the legumes, the best digested and really good quality. So 400 grams of lentils or tofu, or you can have 50%, so 200 each. Then we go to different vegetables, 200 grams of carrots, 300 grams of pumpkin, or you can do different combination like broccoli, 300 grams. You definitely don't forget your pea protein powder, 8 grams. And then to make your dog love the food that you are giving, prepare some mock meat or plant-based cheese with some nice flavors and different sauces or tomato sauce, satay sauce. Just be careful not to have anything that's dangerous for dog, like onions. And then you have your oils. So 25 mils, or you can have a mixture of grape seed and coconut and hemp oil, which is again about 20 mils. Don't forget SHEVEGA supplements. So for 23-kilo dog, you give 2 teaspoons, and it actually gives everything to this, everything that might be missing to this diet that's fully plant-based. So you have about, for 23-kilo dog, around 1,630 grams. It is, we have to know that it's homemade diet, so it's not dry food. So about 70% would be fluid. It's really good to rehydrate your dog, to always give him, like water inside the food as well. So that would be the explanation of this table.
Great, Melina. And so I think the next one is the preparation of the ingredients. And as you always say, is if you're using plant-based cheese, decrease the amount of oil by half, because obviously cheese is heavy, oil base, and that the total food quantities might seem more as compared with the commercial or meat-based diets. Plant-based diets, exactly as you said, contain more fluids. We've just put that as a reminder. As Melina says, it helps hydrate the organs and tissues of your pet, which promotes better overall health. We've put the warning again. This is critical. Make sure there's no onions or onion powder, including all types of onions, for example, fennels, spring onions, garlic. No avocados, macadamia nuts, grapes, raisins, sultanas, hot spices, chocolate, cacao, and no cooked bones or any hollow bones. These are the SHEVEGA supplements. There are 2 types. There's one for the adult dog. It's a superfood supplement. And at the back shows all the different dog body weights. And then we also have dogs with health conditions, and that's where Melina specifically advises, according to the information that you provide, which is when you've completed the form that's provided by SHEVEGA once you've ordered the diet that you need. Something that we're passionate about is SHEVEGA One Meal Feeds All. It's good for the pet, people, and the planet. And also we are accredited. We've had the full due diligence done on our ingredients. They're cruelty-free. They're made in the heart of the UK in human grade ingredients at a human grade factory. Again, we're the only one in the world that's doing that, which is plant-based, cruelty-free. And also we've been accredited by the Vegan Society because their due diligence is very, very strict in terms of cruelty-free products. And we really sort of nurture and encourage you to enjoy using meat substitutes for humans and dogs. And again, we're the first company where we came up with the concept particularly with climate change and everything that's going on, and the farming and agricultural industry, which is quite traumatic at the moment because it's heavily subsidized. But we will, in the future, be doing a lot of work on that and advocacy. Um, and then, Melina, I will pass you on for the cooking of the preparations. But before I do that, I'm just going to say what you've always mentioned about wheat gluten and tofu for pets. Make sure that your pet's not gluten intolerant. So we've said above about red Irish setters, they're known to have inherited allergies to gluten. And also note that gluten and tofu are rich in amino acids, and gluten's got the texture of meat when it's baked and can resemble the taste and texture of meat. Melina, you've shown me some wonderful recipes where you've cooked mock, dark mock, many mock meats, and here as well. It's really, really delicious. And Bono used to love it. He was so happy. And also, tofu is considered the protein of choice in dogs, meat or plant based, with inflamed and sensitive intestines, and the best protein option to reduce reflux in dogs with gastritis, inflamed stomach. And I'm going to pass over to Melina.
Yeah. We can say that just one moment that tofu is actually really good for sort of like inhibition of tumor growth. So that's one good thing about like in breast and colon cancers. It was a research done, and it's extremely good food, even for dogs who or people who don't want to feed their dogs with a plant-based diet. It's like really recommended. Okay, so let's go to cooking preparations. And I can say, Ruby, you also showed me so many recipes, and we both did together, and our dogs really enjoyed the taste and variety, because you as a vegan also, you were cooking for yourself, so sharing with your dear Bono. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff that we learned from each other. So now I'll just explain the cooking preparation of the how to make mock meat for your dog as well. And so we'll go on a preparation of seitan, which is from the gluten made. And again, these diet plans would be completed and balanced only with our SHEVEGA supplements, because that's how they are created. Not that we are pushing to buy our supplements, but that's how we made them, and we can't guarantee any other supplements that would do the same job as our SHEVEGA supplements. Now, so I'll explain on a body weight of 20 kilos, so between 18 to 25 kilo approximately. So you use 800 grams steamed seitan, which is the combination of wheat, gluten, and tofu. So that's so we have now grains and legumes together. As we said, grains, legumes. Then we go on potatoes are really good source as well, and then different vegetables. So we use 200 grams potatoes, 200 grams carrots, pumpkin about 300 grams. Then, of course, our pea protein that are giving all range of amino acids, 8 gram. We made also mock cheese, 100 gram. And of course, SHEVEGA supplements 2 teaspoons, just 2 teaspoons, but gives everything to get 1,620 grams that dog in approximately 23 kilo eats daily. What was the cooking method? So we would mix ingredients, 2 cups of wheat gluten powder, tofu, about 500 grams, and 2 cups of boiling water. So we mix that together. We add 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste or cherry tomatoes, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of Italian herbs, 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika powder, 1/4 teaspoon turmeric powder, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. If the tofu is firm, then blend all ingredients in a blender, and you can always add more gluten powder if it's more like a watery consistency. So make the consistency to be like a dough consistency. So this is the mixture. As we said, it's a dough consistency, and you cut like sort of like sausages, long sausages. You wrap them in a baking paper, then aluminum foil, and steam them in a steamer for 45 minutes. Just be careful that steam doesn't go onto your face. Then what we do, we unwrap those aluminum paper and everything, cut these sausages into the slices. So that will be all the rest of the ingredients should be added to the plate, like to present, so you can notice what we have. And that would be cooked potatoes, carrots, or pumpkin. Also some mock cheese. You can notice maybe in the form of the shapes of the hearts. So these are the little mock cheese that we make out of almond powder. And then we have, you see the white protein powder, oil in capsules of omega-3 oil, and then we have a SHEVEGA supplements as well. Now you can compare those two plates. One is for your dog and the other one is for you. So you can notice that vegetables on a dog's plate is all blended. So there's no pieces of pumpkin or tomatoes or other vegetables. It's all blended and it's like mashed. And so you can notice what we were saying before. Our SHEVEGA motto is feed, like Ruby, you said, it's to feed yourself and your pet, because otherwise you're wasting your time, losing time. Now this way you can cook for both of you and enjoy. Cooking method. Ruby, did you want to say that or?
Sure, absolutely. And the other thing is, it's a healthy form of living in terms of the diets, because they're so much more healthier. It's not processed, and it serves everything: the planet, people, and pets. So Melina's here given an example. If your dog's weight is 15 kilograms, you'll need to give 1,220 grams of the combined blended mixture. And that's when you go back to this table that we were showing you before. So you can see between 20 and 30, you've got 1,620 and 2,025 as an example, but don't get it to be complicated. You'll have a good idea of what to do. And we've given you an example of here. Um, and as Melina was saying, to make a thicker consistency, you can also add a few tablespoons of peanut butter, but without xylitol. Please avoid xylitol. It's really toxic to dogs. Or you can use almond butter. Don't use macadamia nuts. We repeat that again because it's toxic for dogs. and make sure that no one has an allergy to peanuts and they're not in contact with the loaf. And as Melina was saying, you place the blended food in a container and you can leave it in the fridge for a few hours to form a firm loaf, as this photograph shows. And you can make as many of these loaves and you can keep them in the fridge for up to 3 days or freeze them for up to 3 months. And these are two happy chappies, enjoying their loaf. And that is our session. We're absolutely delighted. Any questions, please email us. And we've got loads of other different recipes. And our dogs love the taste. And we've got some of them, images and videos of them eating on our social media pages. So please do go to SHEVEGA.com, to the shop, and do purchase the supplements. You'll continue to get ongoing support. And please do raise any questions that you have with us directly by email at info@shevega.com. And Melina.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell people, vegans, and some other people who are not vegans, but who wants to try with this, not every day or occasionally, once a week. You can do it. You can be completely safe and know that you're not harming your dogs. You're giving your dogs even better option, because eating meat every day is not what dogs do in nature. They can't provide themselves so much meat. So you have in our SHEVEGA.com, our website, you have the free recipe. You can use it, and complement with our SHEVEGA supplements, and just try that.
Absolutely.
So
And Melina, the questions, we went through a lot of the questions we were asked, and there's a whole load of questions and answers on the website, lots of facts, lots of information. So please do go to the website and just browse through it, on that boring journey to work or from work. Just have a look at the website. There's just
yeah,
loads of information and blogs.
yeah,
Lovely.
that.
Thank you from both of us.